Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's your boy Mr. Box Office from Mr. Box Office TV, back with another show for you today. Omar Marmoush has got the here we go to Tottenham Hotspur earlier today. I put a video out, my thoughts on that. Go and watch that on the channel. The only thing I'm really troubled with this at the moment, and this is impromptu show right now, is I'm seeing a lot of excuses already from the fan base. Even though I'm hearing that we have the best transfer window in years, even though I'm hearing that we've got the best coach going in De Zerbi, and even though you see now there's lots of teams that have got a lot of things going on right now in the Premier League. And everything I said during the summer, saying this is the opportunity for Tottenham, you're seeing it right now. No, yes, it's only one game has gone. Yeah, Chelsea haven't played yet. But you're seeing the opportunity now is arisen for Tottenham Hotspur, especially with the rules in our favour right now. And now the signing of Omar Marmoush, on loan, obviously, with obligation to buy, hopefully soon, next season, if all goes well in the conditions. With Savinho coming through the door, Tonali, Fernandez, Senesi, Andy Robertson. That's a lot of signings. Jan van Heck and Vavavka through the door. There is a lot of things in Tottenham Hotspur's favour. And we're going to get into that. Why? I don't agree with some of these Spurs fans that I heard today on certain shows, and it was only one show particularly that I watched, because I don't watch a lot of shows now. You know this. And I'm going to say why I don't agree. I don't agree with this. The landscape has changed, I feel. So welcome to the show. And thank you for all tuning in. I know it's very, very late. As you can see, I've been out. But I needed to get this off my chest. I needed to. And if I didn't, I'm going to hear still more waffle from some of these people that say that I waffle, don't understand what I'm talking about. But let's get straight into it. Omar Marmoush is coming to Spurs. Now, for me, yes, he doesn't make me excited, and I think he will change that over time. Yes, he will change that hopefully over time. He'll be like the Robbie Keane that got me excited, to be like the Defoe that got me excited, Gareth Bell that got me excited over time, Teddy Sheringham, Van der Vaart. Those sort of players get me off my feet, because I've been struggling since Son and even Harry Kane. I've been struggling a lot, struggling. And that's what I'm saying. I can't get excited over the signing because he hasn't played for Spurs yet. I haven't seen him for Spurs. Yes, I see highlights of him playing for Frankfurt and for Man City, and it looks good. But I want to see it at Spurs now. I need to see that at Spurs. And that's what's going to get me excited. The way that he can connect with players, have the chemistry with players that we've got right now. But the main thing I need to talk about in this show today, like I said, why is it people's expectations so low? Why is it so low? Why do we need to wait and be patient? I don't think people actually realise. I don't think we can be patient, really, unfortunately. I don't think players like Marmoush, Tonali, Senesi can be patient. Players that are in their prime haven't got the time to be patient. And when you look at the ages of these players, they're in their prime. They ain't got the time. They haven't got the time or the there's room to do it. They won't come to Spurs otherwise if they wanted to have a few years, 5 years. They ain't got 5 years. Tonali literally has just won a Carabao Cup, and he got into top 4 with Newcastle twice at Newcastle. 1 year and then over another year, he got into Champions League and he won a cup. Yes, Roberto De Zerbi is his manager. He loves him as a manager because he used to have ties with him in Italy. But I still look at it and say, he ain't coming here just to have sing kumbaya. He ain't coming here for nothing. He just isn't. He really isn't. I do feel some people just don't want to look at it. I watched the show and it's just, all they were saying is, we need to temper our expectations. Temper our expectations for what? When we're signing players that we're signing right now, and when I look at, okay, I gave you the Poch team, and we can go back to that Poch team, if we can get back to that Poch team now. And that Poch team that started in his first year, and it's amazing how, I know we got injuries right now, but I'm sorry, but that's not an excuse, because some of these players have been injured for ages now, and we're going to have to make a decision on them definitely when the season starts. That's what we're going to have to do. It's no doubt about it. We're going to have to make decisions on those players, and we can't worry about them being missing out in the squad. We can't. We really can't. It just comes back to it. I look at the squad that Pochettino had, and he had Lloris, Vaughan, Mikel Vaughan, Brad Friedel, Carl Walker, who wasn't good, he was mediocre, Danny Rose, Eunice Kabul, Jan Vertonghen, who was okay back then, Vlad Chirikiz, Yedelin, Eric Dyer, Federico Fazio in defence, Ben Davis, Paulinho, Eric Lamela. I'll share it. Let me just share it right now. I think that's best for me to do that rather than just talking through it. Let me just do that right now. Big up to everybody who's watching, by the way, and supporting. I know it's very late. Big up to you. But yeah, here we go. So we've got, here we go. So we got Ryan Mason, who came in as a youngster, Moussa Dembele, who wasn't a central midfielder. He wasn't a central midfielder then. Andros Townsend, who had a bit of a cameo. Benjamin Samboli. Ericsson, who was a bit mediocre, up and down. Nasser Chadli wasn't really that much there, really, I'll be honest with you. Nabil Bentaleb, who just came into the side as a youngster. Roberto Soldado, who's off form. Emil Adebayo, who was just he was just a pest, really. He was just annoying. And then Harry Kane, who just, broke up, luckily, because the two strikers I just mentioned weren't good. So there was an opportunity for Harry Kane. That was it. Simple. So when we look at the team that we've got right now, the squad that we've got right now, so now we're looking at the team that we've got right now. So let me stop sharing now. So when I look at the team of what we've got right now, including the names that we've got with now the pending transfers of Marmoush and Savino. So the Tottenham squad for 2026, 2027. So at the moment, we've got Andy Robertson. We'll start with the goalkeepers. We've got Anthony Kinski, that everybody's still waxing lyrical about, said he needs his chance to be his number one. And the manager's actually said it himself. De Zerbi's actually said it himself. Martin Dubravka, Brendan Austin, who I don't know if he's going to get a chance. I'll share this now. Let me just share this now. It's amazing how people just want to just glide over this. And all I hear is people just making excuses like they always do. And I do it every season now. And they start making excuses about the rules about because we've got too many foreign players. This has been the problem for years. This is not new. This is not new at all. I've been speaking about this since Poch. It's just because I don't want to talk about it anymore because it's boring and they need to sort it out themselves. They know the rules every year. They know the rules. So this isn't new to them. Funai's not new to this. Lang's not new to this. Rafa Mawson's not new to this. None of them are new with this. So this is why I don't listen to people that just keep on mentioning about the rules of the squads and the amount of foreign players. This is what they need to deal with every year. And the only reason why it's not worse for them is because we're not in Europe, because it would have been even worse in Europe. We would have had more conundrums in Europe with players being left out. So this isn't a problem. I beg you, Spurs fans, that keep on talking about it on shows, just put yourself to a reality check. Because let's be honest here, there isn't a problem here. Tottenham Hotspur can easily sort this out. The City League players out the squad. And yes, it might be kicking a can down the road, but unfortunately, what do you want to do? You're going to have to make choices. That's what happens in life. But we move on. We move on to seeing our squad. So this is our squad right now. Okay, so we've got Anthony Kinski, Dubravka, Brendan Austin, then Andy Robertson that played okay on Saturday. He was shining. He was the only one that really could hand it head that high. Kevin Danzo, people don't rate him. I think he's okay. Marcus Senesi, Jan Van Heck, that didn't have a good game on Saturday. I recognise that. Destiny Ajoji, that everybody makes excuses for, says that waxing lyrical about he's the best left back going, but he's never fit. He never can do anything in the final third. Pedro Porro, Davis, that is signed a new contract that everybody was saying, no, it's fine. We can keep him. Okay. Mickey van der Ven, the best defender going, I'm told. Then we got the midfielders. Javi Simmons, injured. Conor Gallagher, we know he's just an energy player. He's got athlete. That's all he is. We always knew that. James Maddison, injured all the time. But still, people still think he's, worth. Archie Gray, now part of the leadership group. People bang on about him every single minute. Then you've got Lucas Berval, Sandro Tonali, Matas Fernandes, Mohamed Kudus, Dejan Kulusevski, Pape Sarr, who's going to be leaving soon, Rodrigo Bentancur, And yet the front line is pretty shocking. Yes, it is. I won't lie there. That's I'd be a hypocrite if I wasn't saying that. Absolutely 100%. We would, we wouldn't be, it would be shocking. It would be absolutely shocking. It's shocking. Yes, it is. Compared to what it was back then for Poch. But Poch made that team. And now he's getting a good front line now. He's getting some good forwards in now. So what is the point? Like, I don't see why people's expectations can't be high. At least seventh or eighth, seventh or Europe, at least Europe, fighting for Europe. I don't understand why that is not a realistic, to be honest with you. I really don't. Especially players like Tonali, especially like players like Fernandez. Now we've got Marmoush who's on loan. He ain't here to just make up the numbers. You don't leave Man City and just expect just to sit there and say, "Oh, I'll be happy without mid-table." Savinho's not coming to Spurs to be mid-table. Gakpo, if he comes in, he ain't here to be sitting in mid-table. You saw that goal that he scored, Liverpool? You saw that goal? He ain't coming to Spurs just to be in mid-table. He ain't. You don't need some Spurs fans need to wobble their heads. Really do. And it's going to take time to gel. We've got one game a week. We've got one game a week. In that time frame, they're going to have time to gel. When other teams right now haven't even bought their players in right now, Liverpool need to buy their players. And they've got a busy schedule coming up in the Champions League and in domestic cups as well. Aston Villa the same. And yes, I'm not ignoring what happened on Saturday, no, because you saw my video. You saw my video. You saw it. You saw me say about the way that we played. We're terrible. But I'm sorry, like I don't understand what I was watching earlier. People saying we need to temper expectations. Why? Why? I'm going to own it. If we're going to big up Fernandez, we're going to big up Tonali, we're going to big up Senesi, if we're going to big up Van Heck, if we're going to big up our goalkeeper, if we're going to big up Marmoush, if we're going to big up Savinho, if we're going to big up our manager, what is your expectations then? And if you think there's that good, then the chemistry shouldn't be that difficult. It shouldn't be that difficult. Honestly, I don't understand what's going on here. But it's again Tottenham fans playing Russian roulette, playing the money monopoly game because they're so focused, because we've been so starved of success, and because we've been so starved of it because we don't look at the football. We've been so more focused on the political side of things, being behind the scenes, because we have Daniel Levy as our chairman, rather than the football, and forgetting what we really are as a football club. And I don't think I'm being very unrealistic with seventh. I'm not being unrealistic with sixth. Yeah, if we're gonna get top, if we talk about top 5, top 4, now you're gonna get a bit unrealistic, yeah. But I'm looking at Aston Villa. I think they can be got out right now because the only one that's keeping up afloat, and it's no disrespect to Aston Villa, but Ollie Watkins wants out, and that's serious. That is serious. I don't like saying this. I don't like saying this because I don't think it's fair. But in saying that, though, Aston Villa are still buying players, putting them on wages, and not really solving the problems that they really need to solve in terms of getting revenue in, which is what Newcastle are doing at the moment. And with all that problems they've got, they're there to get at. Bournemouth are there to get at. That's the thing. We're not gonna get a better opportunity than we're getting right now. And yeah, we are rebuilding at the moment. Yes, 100%. But with one game a week, with a coach that everyone rates, everyone's raving about. And yes, he made mistakes on Saturday. I told you that he did make mistakes. But why is it that now we're looking at it differently now? We are the biggest flip flop as a fan base. We are really a big flip flop fan base, honestly. And the thing is, though, the reality will be because people think players will stay next season, they're in for a project. You give it 1, 2 years, if I don't see something going on, they're gone. They want out. Look at Newcastle, look at Aston Villa. Should it not happen to Spurs? Oh, it didn't happen to Arsenal. It didn't happen to Arsenal. Oh, cool. They got lucky. Because any other team that Arsenal didn't achieve what they need to achieve, getting a trophy or achieving something, weren't the patient as Arsenal, they would have sacked Arteta. It just worked out the way it worked out for Arteta. But this is the same thing for Chelsea, by the way. This is the same thing for Chelsea. Alonso can't be not achieving something, a good position in the Premier League when he's got one game a week with Chelsea and the players that he's got and the experience he's got and the forward line he's got. So it's the same thing for Chelsea. More pressure on them, especially with their fan base. They were described as in a post that I saw on social media as toxic relationship. And I think it sums up Chelsea perfectly. But back on topic, Tottenham, their expectations. I feel that this can't be a conversation just to allow us to just be soft with this team right now. It needs time. If it's going to click, it will click. And like I said, Marmoush is 27 years old. He ain't got time. He ain't got time to wait. He's not coming here just to be 10th. He ain't coming here to be 10th. And if he is 10th, he ain't gonna stay here. If he does stay here, good on him. But then there's a bit of a something about me saying, where's your ambition, mate? Or are you just doing this for the money? Savinho as well. It got to me big up to Mark, the Two Mark show, but it got to me when I was debating Maz and people just dismissed me like that. I didn't like that. I didn't like that. And I'm getting to the point now, I'm getting fed up of it now. Dismissing whatever I say. Oh, let's listen to Rain. Let's listen to Maz. Oh, yeah, they talk more sense than, oh, yeah, cool. No. Respect to them, but like, it ain't like that. Hence the reason why I don't watch a lot of the shows now. Because I do think there's a bit of a superiority thing now these days on these shows now. Oh, I'm superior now, so you got to listen to me. Oh, I'm superior now. I need to listen to you. It's like, nah, I don't know you, don't care about you. You know what I mean? I've already dropped other people out of the YouTube game. I don't care about them. So, like, for me, it make no sense. Big up Mark to Mark show. Mark in the chat, brother. It's not a slight on you, mate. Big up every time. Big up every time. But yeah, it's getting to me, and I'm seeing the same things. It's just that because I've been on YouTube so long, I'm seeing the same patterns every single time. And new YouTubers come in and they think they know what they're talking about. It's like I see this. I see a lot of people, and I see it on We Are Tottenham TV. They come in brand new. They come in and they say, "Oh, we've got to be realistic. Why Spurs fans doing this? Why Spurs fans doing that?" And I'm like, "Okay, cool. That's your opinion. Cool. Run with that. But you ain't changing me. You ain't changing me on what I feel. Yeah, I'm not excited. No, I'm not excited by Marmoush right now. No, until he comes in and I see him on the pitch doing the business, seeing the chemistry of the team, getting me excited. Yeah, that's when I'll get excited. Like Robbie Keane got my seat. Ginola got me off my seat. Bell got me off my seat. I wish I went to the games when I was at the stadium when Bell started scoring those goals. Son, Harry Kane. That's what I want. You know, this is what I'm getting at Tottenham fans. Tottenham are like, you know, they're more, you know, that there wouldn't be normal. It wouldn't be normal for us as Tottenham fans if we weren't arguing about something. Oh, we're so miserable. We're so miserable. That's what Danny said, Kuriaku, and it's just so obvious. It's just a state. It's just a time. He's just right on cue every single time. He can't understand that we need evidence. We need to see evidence. On the pitch. I'm a harsh critic of my team. I'm tired of it. I've said it how many times, and people don't understand. Scott M understands. Big up Scott M in the chat. We're getting rid of, you know, I just feel that Spurs fans are just are a world to themselves right now. They really are a world to themselves. They don't understand that, you know, we're not miserable at all. We just want to see something different. They don't separate the fact that life from actual football. They don't separate the two. They can't do it. They really can't do it. They struggle. I can separate the football side of me and being a fan of Tottenham to real life. Hence why I call myself Mr. Box Office. That's the reason, the whole reason. But people can't separate it. They say, "Oh, just be yourself, be yourself." It's like, it ain't me. Get over it. Get over it. But this is what I'm saying. It's like expectations are true. We have to have these expectations, and it's really expectations that we put on ourselves. We've been screaming out for this to happen. Now it's happened. Now the game's changed. The dynamic's changed now. It has changed, especially what's happening with other teams right now. And yeah, it's only the first game, but we've still got a lot to play for. Yes, it has. And, we haven't even got into September yet, October, and we don't know how it's going to work out. No, anything can happen. Injuries can happen. Yes, it can. But I don't think Tottenham fans really realise how big an opportunity we've got this season. I really don't. We're not going to be touching the top title. No, we're not. I mean, big up to the chat. Big up to the chat, by the way. Big up to the chat. Yeah, big up to everybody who's watching, by the way. Yeah, like I said, I'm not excited yet. No, I'm not. I'm not excited yet. I'm not excited yet at all. But big up to you. Big up to you. I like to feel that I feel like we forgot the past 2 years has been the worst I've seen in Spurs in my lifetime. For over a decade, we were more than half decent up until the injury crisis, 10 games in Ange. Yeah, I mean, Ange, it was terrible. Yeah, injuries did play a part, but still, he didn't really help himself as well. So, to be honest with you, he was a collateral damage, really. But I mean, he did end up winning us a trophy and proved a few of us wrong, even myself. As well. I just want to go back to this comment here. I think it was from Mark. Be up to you. There's a long way to go with this squad. If you're serious, we are stepping stone time and we will get better, but only if the right players come in. Roberto De Zerbi has to make it work. Yeah, the first thing I say is, yes, it's got a long way to go. But my point is, though, Mark, is that the time that certain players, like, if you're going to bring in Marmoush, he ain't got time. He ain't got time to wait. Tonali is getting older now. He's in his prime. He ain't got time. He ain't got time. Then you've got Senesi, who's quite the other end of, near 30s. He ain't got time. You can talk about Jan van Heck. Yeah, he's got time a little bit. Fernandez has got time. But, I look at that. I just don't think we've got time to wait. They haven't got time to wait. And I don't think they can stomach not being in Europe, at least. I don't think they can stomach being outside the top 7, top 6 as players. If you played for Man City, I really don't. I don't think you can. I don't think you can. I really don't, because if you do, you look at it like this. Look at Aston Villa, for instance. They've literally won the Europa League and got into Champions League with top 4 and got into top 4 last season. Look what's happened. Some of the players have realised they're not going to improve, so they wanted out. So Aston Villa are now selling. They've sold mainly their spine, most of their spine of their team, and they've had to go again. And now you've seen Ollie Watkins now is saying that he wants to leave as well. And this is after one season of the best season, really, going. They've had the best season. and players are wanting out. So I understand people saying we need to give it time, but some of these players that we've got, like Senesi, like your Tonalis, like your, Marmoush right now, they ain't got time. They ain't got time to wait. They ain't got time. They ain't got 5 years or 6 years. They ain't got it. And if they do, the stepping stone for other players as well, because we're going to have to continue with this. Continue spending to improve the squad, because it needs to turn it around. We need to turn around this squad every transfer window. Look at it, every transfer window, because you can't continue just keep players. I don't think Van der Ven's going to be here next year or the year after. I really don't. I think Van der Ven might. I think that contract was only put in there for. I think that contract was only there for because he, just to protect Tottenham. Because then if Van der Ven does decide he wants to leave and the team wants to buy him, they know the price. They need to spend a lot of money for him. Because the contracts now are not any more than what they're paid for on the paper now. It really isn't. So for me, yeah, I don't think he'll be here next couple of years. I really don't. I mean, if he does, it's because Tottenham have been successful. That's the only reason. Because I really don't think he's going to continue with Spurs if like a Barcelona, Real Madrid come calling. It just doesn't seem to be the way for me. Even the Bayern Munich, I just look at it and think, you're not turning that down, mate. You're not turning that down. So even though he wasn't great the second part of the season, he really wasn't. He really wasn't. And yeah, that's been the thing with me, with him, really. But there we go, really, But yeah, it's a good day. I might not say I'm excited, but it's a good day. Omar Marmoush through the door is a good day. I just need to see it now. I'm not here playing FIFA anymore with players anymore. I need to see it for myself. I need to get it in here right now. And at the moment in here, I feel like I'm just more pundit right now than actual football fan of Tottenham. Being a more critic, like I feel like a movie critic watching a movie, watching my team in a movie, Tottenham team, like the Mighty Ducks. I really do feel, I really do feel that we are in. I feel like a bit of a critic, really, right now than an actual football fan, and that's not good. I don't think it's good to be. It's good to be critical of your team and analyze your team as well, being analytical about your team. Yeah, sometimes it's good, but sometimes you just want to support your team. That's what you support a team for. To be honest with you, to get the highs and the lows, and the traumas and the maybe not the right word to say right now, but getting that joy back. And at the moment, I'm not in that place right now with Tottenham. I really am not. I really am not at the moment. And it's dwindled so much now. That's the way I feel at the moment. So I'm not excited about the signings at the moment. No, because it's been so drawn. It's been get me down for the whole how many years now, and the fan base. I've learned now to just deal with the fan base now. I've learned it over the years now. I've learned it to gnaw what's happening around the fan base. I only listen to certain people and the people that want to debate me to get my understanding what the other side's saying. I ain't interested in other people now. But yeah, that is really it for me. But there we go. There we go. Big up to everybody who's watching. I know it's an impromptu show right now, but I needed to get this off my chest. I watched the 2 March show, and it was big up to them. And yeah, Danny Kuriaka, he even got Danny to start talking crap. And I was like, what are you doing, Dan? Oh, I need to give it time. Really? Dan, you really going to say that? Honestly, I've never... Like, he normally talks sense, but that was just like, why are you letting Danny pollute your mind like that, man? Honestly, I've never heard such absolute waffle my whole entire life. It's like, how are we going to be tempering expectations when we've got the players that we've got right now that haven't got time to wait? Yeah, it's going to take time, but we still need Europe. That should be an aim, at least Europa League spot. It shouldn't be difficult. It shouldn't be difficult to have that expectation, really, for me. Yes, the front line is not great, and I understand that. So I don't like Richarlison is crap. We all know this. Like, I'm bored of talking about him now because I know what I'm going to see when people start saying, "Oh, he falls on the floor." Well, why don't say he's been doing that for how many years now? He's done that for how many years? So why don't you get that? Why are you surprised by it? It's like it's happens every year with him. So I don't understand what the problem is. But yeah, it is what it is. You know, I normally can do a longer show, but at the moment, because it's so late, and I need to get this off my chest because I didn't want to let this fester any more than it is. So I'll have more of a structured sort of show later on. I hope you enjoyed the show, this short show for you today. It feels good to get this off my chest a little bit, to be honest with you. It really is. I feel sometimes when you're on shows, it's very difficult to get your point out, and people respect it. It really is. But big up to everybody who's watching and respecting. As you see, I'm a very, I don't mind doing this sort of thing, talking to you in the camera. I don't mind this. It was just a struggle to talk about Spurs for more longer than 10 minutes. It's been a struggle, and I've been doing videos, which I'm enjoying doing in that sense, because I like the creativity of all this stuff. I really do. This is why, that's the illusion of the whole thing. I really do enjoy it. I love how people talk about things. They try and give away all the secrets of YouTube, and I'd sit there and think, why are you talking too much? Stop talking too much. Stop giving the illusion of, you know what I mean? But it is what it is. People like to talk a lot and don't realize that, sometimes giving away the secrets isn't the way you do it. You know what I mean? Sometimes you want to give that a little bit of illusion and surprise and the interest, keep the interest going, but it's each to their own. People do it how they want to do it, but it is what it is, like they say. You know what I mean? The spontaneity of everything now is gone now. It's all about reality now these days. And I think now football is becoming a reality show now, I think. And you can see it now with Tottenham right now. I bet they'll do shows on De Zerbi and the way that he's training these players. And, you'll see the reactions of players and the backlash. And you can see that being a show. You can see it. You can actually see it coming soon on Amazon, isn't it? You can see it straight away. And it's going to be funny. You know what I mean? I don't know whether it's going to be worse than watching Love Island, but anyway, let's move on. Let's move on. You know what I mean? I know people want to talk about Archie, want me to talk about Archie Gray. I've said about my piece on Archie Gray being a leadership group. I've said my piece. You know, I'm not going to rehash what I said about Archie Gray. I don't think he should be a captain. That's it. I'm not going to say it. I'm just repeating my own self again. Really, you know what I mean? You know, that should be a tune. That should be a tune, a diss tune. You know what I mean? Repeating ourselves. You know, that should be a diss tune. I need to work that one out, definitely. I really do. But there we go. So, yeah, I mean, I think that would be it for tonight. I'm glad we had this show today. I know it's a bit of a unleashing, a bit of a rant. People don't like hearing that word, don't they? They don't like it. But I do expect Tottenham Hotspur to be fighting for at least a European spot this season. At least with the players we got, because they ain't got time. They ain't got time. I know that they're saying this, but they really haven't got time to wait. They really haven't, you know? But it is what it is, like I say. I might be back tomorrow. We'll have to see what happens. Well, it's today now, isn't it? It's because it's in the morning, isn't it? But Marmoush is through the door. We'll have also Savino through the door. There might be an extra special bomber coming through the door. And for me, that is a complete transfer window for Tottenham. And if you can get back rid of that below average Emil Heskey, Richarlison, for me, you can start saying this is a very, very good transfer window right now. Maybe even a 7 or an 8. And for me, if you're looking at that, you can't look past that and say, okay, that is a very good transfer window. And yes, we are in transition. I know people will say we're in transition. I'm not denying the fact we're in transition. I'm not. But other teams are in transition because they've had to be in transition because of what's going on with the rules. And they've really had a lot of changes, losing key players. We're buying in key players right now. So it is what it is, like I said. But big up to everybody who's watching. Kind of waffled a little bit there, a little bit in this, but you know, it is what it is. No, I'm not waffling. I don't know why I keep on saying that. It's just talking. That's what they do. I don't understand why people don't understand why talking's turned into waffling now these days, you know. But a big up to everybody who's watching, by the way. I'm going to wrap up the show now, but take care of yourselves. On the day that Tottenham Hotspurs signed, sealed, and delivered Omar Marmoush impending arrival and Savino. On the day when Pape Sarr has really confirmed that he might be leaving Tottenham Hotspur now, taking things off his social media. It feels like he's had his heart broken. He wanted to stay at Tottenham, but they said no. They said no. They said no. And they said no. And now he looks like he's leaving. And on the day where we have got 9 days to go for this transfer window to the ends, is there going to be a surprise? I think there will be. But we have to wait and see. And then also, on the day, have Tottenham Hotspur completed their transfer window? I wonder if we have. That's the question. Because you know what I'm doing. I'm trying to be mischievous. But as we always do, as we always say, and we always end this show, big up to everybody who's watching very late. You guys get to sleep. is another day, another week at Tottenham Hotspur. And as always, if you didn't know, get to know. Support your boy, Mr. Box Office. Subscribe and like. And come on, you Spurs. And I'm out. Take care.